And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Field of Glory Empires as Rome, as we're trying to finish up the game, which is mainly getting our legacy to be 3 times as much as the next closest, which right now is Macedonia. We're 2.2 times theirs, and one of the things we could do potentially when we win the war against them is demand that they lose some legacy. The proverbial humiliate Orgol, or humiliate application. So things we know we want. We want that. Click seed regions. We want that because it's not a protective. We probably want that. We're honestly probably going to want to sneak that one as well, just to, it's contiguous, it makes sense to grab. We're probably going to make them give up as much legacy as we can. I suppose if we just stacked up enough, we could just auto-win by making them give up all the legacy. So yeah, we are at a state where we could win, we just humiliate them enough. We'll see if that happens. We're quite a way off before that happens. These are going to last a long time. We have breached one of the walls there, which makes it a little bit better. We've breached all of the walls there, so it would just be a knockdown, drag-out fight with what's left. Thinking it may make sense to pull the fleet in here, push the fleet out there to blockade both the harbors. Because as it is, we're not actually starving the garrison out. Got a 2-0, losing 1-0. We did get another naval support. Let's fire off a naval support. I think I misclicked there and it didn't go off. There we go. There we go. You're marching over there. Gonna have your regional road and move into the desert, where we can put a public works, and a public works, so on and so forth. Just gonna have him move through building things. That's his purpose. No, this is when we moved over into Greece to do basically the same thing. Regional roads, move down the coastline. Okay, let's quickly go through the provinces, and we can cycle the turn and see how the war advances. Scored a building slot here. Definitely gonna want to build that academy. Definitely need to put guys on construction to make that more plausible to be built quickly. 600 might actually just be a complete stretch. We might not be able to do that. How much food do I have spare? 270? Okay. We only need 100 more by the looks of it, last I checked. Okay, so we can build the academy in one turn. A little bit tight to get in one turn, but we can do it. A 1 and a 1. Irrigation system here would not be bad. It's upgrading the multiplier. And we have enough food buildings here. We could just fish all the way up into canals. So right now, this one's actually technically taking the food down by 2, but if we were to say move the people over, yeah. So you can see if you just move them over, it's like a 9-point swing from the percentile. That's definitely worth building. So we got the normal circus here, which if we're looking for money would be a decent choice. I don't think we're that desperate from it because we don't need the loyalty yet. And I think we're still wanting to search for tribunal or the academy upgrades, which are upgrades, so they don't take any slots. Yeah, I think we're just going to do the reroll here. you're getting more than enough by 170. How much do you need? Okay, so we can free up a few hundred in production. How close are we now? One. Okay, but I'm not going to fetch with them too much. That's close enough. 1. Trading tents. We don't have the dates in the ivory here to make this particularly great. Though, it's 35, which is showing you the power of paved roads. Noble District. If you're interested in loyalty, this wouldn't be bad, because it's a good, decent loyalty culture. And this is like a 4x culture decadence ratio building. We're not having manpower problems. If we're having manpower problems, we'd definitely be on board with the gymnasium here. That's like the main thing you grab the gymnasium for. Health is not bad either, but you don't want just the health or just the manpower here. You want both if you want to be building it. I think we'll go for the reroll. Couple things we do want to build there. Nothing that we pulled. Don't need the loyalty. Don't need the commerce. Grab the wall upgrade. Yeah. Sadly, we're out of range for the frankincense, so we would probably build this basilica. We do want another commerce building. Not too worried about the blacksmith. Where are we on military buildings? We got 3. And we don't need weapons. Yeah, we'll probably go, we'll pick the orchard up. It's not a great orchard. You can get better. Like you can see, we're missing the most of the figs and dates. Though there are probably ways we could import the figs and dates to get those need bonuses. Or the bonus effects. Everything's going to build with that, so we'll just go to the next place. 2 build slots. How's the infrastructure looking? We got 4 of 6 that we want to get you max upgrade. What we probably want is the quarry, the brickworks, the warehouse, or the builder's hall to be the 2 of the 4. Basically, we have 2 of 4 options we want. This is one of the 2, or one of the 4 for the 2 spots. So we will do the builders here, and it will finish in a turn. It's actually probably overbuilding. Oh yeah, overbuilding. Try to crank the growth up a little bit more. Close enough. Nothing to build there, so we can move you back to food. Nothing to build there, so we move those guys to food. Nothing to build there, same as well to food. 1, 1, and 2. Again, this is a coastal site, so we really want to pull the other type of temple, not the temple, but the Thassalan temple. Smokehouse is good. We'll grab the smokehouse. We've got an upgrade, so we'll actually use the upgrade as the reroll. We're looking for the armorer here, but we didn't pull that. Grab the amphitheater instead. Okay, we can start moving these guys over to food. I don't think we can afford to move everyone to food here, because we're not making a lot of production, even with so many guys on production. So if anything, that's maybe an indication that we should be building more infrastructure on the island of Sicily here. Already queued up. Lots of building slots here. Pay money for deck insurrection. I think we'll go to the barracks instead if we recruit troops out here. It'll be good. Let's go and pick up the smokehouse up. Smokehouse is one of the better buildings you can build for food production out in the desert. This is a religious cult, so we are interested in maybe pulling a pleasure house or something, or pulling one of the pleasure house buildings. And they're chained, so you have to pull the first one anyway. Of course, we've got the pleasure house here, which is where we don't need it. And you can see why we're kind of not building it. It's just loyalty. It's only 8, which isn't really good enough. It's got a couple of grades, and it gets a little bit better. And it's got a decadence problem, right? So you generally don't build them if you don't need the loyalty. Probably got the wheelmaker. Yeah. Ooh, a nearly perfect trading tent. I think we'll go with that nearly perfect trading tent. One building slot. Let's grab the wheel milker here. Put enough guys on it to get it finished in a turn. There we go. This is the place where we're looking for the clothing maker, which means we need the crafting district, so we're just going to reroll here. We know what we want for those, basically those 2 slots. So unless, there's a couple things we would take a detour to build, like if the monument showed up, we'd take the monument. If the training ground showed up, we'd take the training ground. If clean water took up, or showed up, we'd do clean water. But no, here we're just going to shuffle. Which means we don't need anyone in production. Two here. Gold, silver, copper is something we can drag in potentially with a copperworks, or some other way to drag copper in. So let's actually grab the coin maker. That's probably overbuilding. We probably don't need that much construction, right? We need it to be positive. That's what we need. It's not a hard ask, I think, in the province at the moment. Okay, so we should be able to build that and get a bunch of growth. Oh, no, we've actually got so much stockpiled up that we do want a little bit more than that. Like so. It was burning down the stockpile in some locations instead of still, because we just had so much saved up that was completing, auto-completing. We don't need the money that bad. Might go almost perfect trading tents. It gives the commerce. Yeah, I think I'll get access to that commerce. One open slot. Sacred Estate, sure. Two and a one, so lots to build here. Silk trading required, that's why it's so expensive, so we'll probably skip on that. Take the clean water. Take the expert stonecutter. Oops. One to build in Old Sparta. Yeah, probably go for that warehouse. We have you queued up to build as you move? Yeah, of course. And then I don't need that much for the warehouse, do I? Like 110, yeah, so a lot more of the production go back to food production. Those will both complete next turn, so we'll leave those guys on food. Micro, minimal. You have a build slot. Take the Preceptor House. There we go. Build the Preceptor House in a turn. Then over here in Carthage. We had the Papyrus, I'd definitely do the Scriptorium, but we'll skip for the moment and do Training Ground because we don't. Okay, we're having unrest problems here, so it's a little bit tempting. Instead of grabbing one of the buildings that's gonna not necessarily fix the unrest problem, to go with that noble district. Yeah. As tempting it is to pick up the fortress of the large warehouse, noble district, try to deal with the unhappiness problem. Okay, now we're on the loose. Which, of course, the places we're taking over are some of the loose areas. That makes sense. And that's actually one of the weird ones where it's actually only a 3-state province. Yeah, that might as well be the province head. On the port location there. So we're looking for a worship place if we can get it. And that's not a worship place. Oh, and irrigations isn't that. At least as is food positive. That's nice. Not necessarily going to help build it right now because varieties are usually don't starve, but okay, so we just got the troops to go out, do their moving thing. Moving building, you're presumably moving building? Yeah. Okay, let's cycle that turn. Oh, it's real struggling right now. There it goes. Okay, we've got a fleet battle going on. Our fleet wins the ranged exchange. Apparently this fleet doesn't have a general, so we're going to rely on the raw skill of our fleet to win the battle. Which it does, but you know, having commanding officers sometimes helps. Another fleet battle. We win the range exchange. And this time we have a general, so this should be real easy for the fleet to mop up. Still in the progressing tier. The new territories are dragging our culture to decadence ratio down because they're providing decadence and not very good culture. Macedonia is suing for peace. We're gonna ignore that for the moment. They're suing for peace. We're gonna ignore them as well because they're just a single province. Proof the slave rights. We're going to march one forward, one we're going to march into laying siege to their capital. That capital is likely not heavily defended enough to stop me. Yeah, I'm going to take the risk. We're going to order an assault on the capital. And most of their armies down here is what's happening, right? Okay, now that it's blockaded, it's beginning to starve. The walls are down to 1. Food is negative. I'm actually somewhat surprised we're apparently not blocking the... We should be blockading both of these, I think. So that's the indicator that there's multiple places it's on. I suppose this one might actually have access to the Mare Bithyrium. It is Bithyria, so Bithyria having access to the Sea of Bithyria makes sense. So that would require 3 fleets to blockade, which would explain why we're not blockading them if that's the case. So yeah, because this one's apparently not classed as blockading, it's not penalized enough to actually cause any starvation. The walls are breached. The question is, do I try to take it by storm, or do we wait? We have an Art of the Siege, so let's Art of the Siege naval support it. Try to force them to take some damage. Come to the proverbial table a little bit faster. Those guys up. We'll just go ahead and embed you in the structure. We're going to RU go straight to run that place down. It's got a wall, so we'll just march in. Apparently Carthage is also at war with them. So we'll see how well that goes. They might not even be there by the time we get there. They want us to surrender and give them more units. No. Just no. Macedonia is probably offering something a little bit better. But yeah, we're not interested in that. We'll go ahead and look at a counter proposal. Which is, I want them to cede regions. That region, yes. That region, yes. That region, which we haven't taken yet. And at this point, they're already saying, yeah, no, we don't think we're going to give that to you. Though this is close enough that it would allow us to propose this. With the thought process being that this could change before you propose it, the AI determines whether or not they're going to accept it. And I think they technically determine at the end of their turn. And then they'd press the button to send it back at the end of that turn. So right now, this turn, right now, it's a 0% chance. It could evolve over time, right, as they lose stuff or the war goes shorter and or goes longer and stuff like that. But yeah, right now this is not something we're interested in. Or, well, they're not interested in giving it to us. Especially because we'd want to probably combo it with something like, say, that. And then at that point, that's like, yeah, no, the game's going to say, game's not going to let us even push the button, because that's so unlikely they're going to accept that the game won't even let us offer it. And that's the sort of war goal we want right now, or war result we want right now. So we'll just reject it because it's not happening. Those advances are going. And we should be nice enough to give these guys a actual commander. That's perfect. Go through the siege. Well, go through the raid reports. Another 1-1, which is not bad. Are we using that Red Siege? Using that naval support? Okay. And then we just need to go through our provinces. We got one here. One building here. Probably going to take us the reroll. Yeah, probably going to take us the reroll of the large wall here. Because there, infrastructure-wise, we're looking for that warehouse, the Builder's Hall. It's like a 2 and 4 that we get something we want on that tier. Granary is not actually bad. We'd be tempted to do Granary if we had no other choice. Not necessarily what we're wanting there. Oh, we already have the clear water, so I think health-wise we're not that interested. Yeah, we're sort of interested in that and commerce culture buildings mostly. I don't think we need that much construction. Yeah, we can put about 300 construction away. Onto food. About that much. There we go. Next one. Look at the capital. The capital, we're being a little bit picky right now on what we take. We don't need the loyalty. 33 culture's tempting, but we know we can get better stuff for what we're looking for. Do I want that infrastructure building? Yes. Yes. Okay. Because we can get basically the Builder's Hall and the warehouse. We'll have the 6 infrastructure buildings and be able to grade the land expansion, get swap back. $32 food from the irrigation canals. That is going to, in theory, reduce our trading a little bit, because it's going to give us another papyrus up here. Which then means the money we're getting from importing papyrus is going to go away. But hopefully we don't need that much money anymore. And we can always put people on money. Here we go. We got a wall, or we could do the dye. And we can import... Oh no, trading required, and it's not telling us where we can import it from. It just happens to be the dye, in this case, is so profitable that it still makes money. Yeah, so profitable it still makes money. Or do we want to work towards the infrastructure building? Let's work towards the infrastructure building. Do we need the circus? Though it would help with the money situation, I suppose. The money situation, we're making thousands of money right now. Yeah, no, I don't think we're not worried about it. Okay, we don't need this much infrastructure, I think. Actually, that's maybe one of the places we want to build the infrastructure, to be fair. So, put those ones on and we'll put the other ones off. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, we got 5 infrastructure buildings here, so grabbing the warehouse as a 6 makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay, we only need to make enough to be positive, and that puts us positive, so on to the next province, on to the next province. Lots to build here. There we go, land exclamation, land reclamation. Ooh, 50 culture. Yes, please. At this point, I think we're going to send the Legionnaires around. So we'll go ahead and do the regional road upgrade. Just get it done. One slot. Tribunal, yeah, we'll grab that. Should be enough, yeah. Next, next, next. Next. Do a reroll here. Don't like any of the choices we've got right now. Do the warehouse? Yeah, let's do the warehouse. Open slot. Something to build. We do have a guy coming around to build roads. He's pretty close, so we'll skip the road option there. I think that reminds me to probably continue moving him. Okay, if he's building from camp, we're not going to move him. We're just going to leave him where he is. But yeah, that's the process we're on right now. Got one here. Script worm, dock upgrade, or quarry upgrade. We can now get papyrus here, so the script worm is definitely better than it used to be. Here we go. Into 2 there. This place. Yeah, we're gonna do the reroll here. And then we don't need the infrastructure here anymore. I forgot that one. We clicked off of it. Back on food. There we go. More slots. Training ground. And a 1 and a 1. Tool manufacturer. Upgrade the coin maker to the mint, which is 30 more gold. We'll be then really looking for that copper shop. Or the coppersmith. Okay, let's get some guys on construction so these can build quickly. There we go. So it's not going to finish this in one turn, it's going to need two, but we got them all assigned, so it'll go full speed. Do we want the provisioner here? I think not. If we had more of the bonuses, like the wine and the luxury, we'd probably build this just from the culture. Right now it's a little weak with it only being 18 culture versus 1 decadence. And that's 1 decadence in turn, so this is like a 1.8 modifier. Or 1.8 ratio, which isn't quite good enough. Arms producer makes sense if you're building lots of troops someplace. We're not going to here, so no. Potter that would actually have some adjacency bonuses, so we probably will go with the Potter. Don't need that loyalty. I'm thinking we'll go ahead and grab the archery here. Get us our 6th military building. We'll put the military academy in the queue as an option to pull. Or you've already got it built here, to be fair. This one. Ooh. Ooh. 105 culture. Yes, please. Open slot here. Grab the anchorage. It's a 0 slot, so we're not going to fill up anything, and we don't need any more construction for that, so that'll finish. An iron mine. We'll go ahead and build it, because it's can't build it everywhere. You can only build it places where you have iron deposits. And I don't think we need that much construction to build the mine. The mine's decently cheap. 120, so we can... Well, we can basically put all the infrastructure away as long as you're positive. There we go. Nothing to build there, so I'm going to put you back on food. 65 move over. Lots of slots. Irrigation system, tempting. Not enough base food, really. Thinking I will do the stadium. We already got the gymnasium, so it's a 0 new slots. And it's plus health, plus manpower. I wouldn't necessarily have built the gymnasium in the first place, but having it already built, it makes sense to upgrade it more. Three, 6. Yeah, I think at this point we're just re-rolling here. Take the re-roll. We got some stuff we want to build. I don't think we were offered any of it. Practice. Tempting to go to the Noble Gardens for the culture, but we'll go to the Land Reclamation for the building slot. Need about another 150 to complete that in a turn. Yeah, we're not completing in a turn. We'll launch a bunch of excess next turn by the looks of it. Grab the temple upgrade. Okay, we've made a province here, so we can see that we do need more people on food to feed everyone, and that's kind of the initial goal. Once the initial goal is dealt with, then it is make enough production to build everything. Yeah. Troops are moving, troops are moving. Got all the assignments handed out. Okay, let's roll that turn. Yeah, and you can probably see if you look at the manpower why I'm not sort of like, why am I not building gymnasiums and stadiums? And the answer is because we don't need more men. I'm getting thousands of men a turn wanting to join the colors, and I don't have the colors to assign them to. Okay, so this is the attack by storm. We win the skirmish. 9v8, we get 2 rolls. 9v3 we should win. 9v6 we probably win. Yeah, so we take it by storm. A closer run thing than I normally want to do, but a win is a win some days. Lyrica is proposing a trade deal. Sure, let's see what that is. We give them money. We get stuff we don't need. I'm gonna give them a counter proposal, which is I tell them don't give me anything. Give me cooperation. I'll give you that money just for you agreeing to cooperate with me. During the rule of us, our golden age has ended. Shame. Oh, because we just got a note. That works. Golden age out, golden age in. I mean, obviously we don't blockade ourselves. And we did take that province over. I wasn't actually expecting it to fall. But it did. Yeah, so I suspect we need that one as well to do a proper blockade. Place where I can see where your ports lead out to. Pontus, Mare, Brithicum. Okay, so I don't need to hold the Bosphorus. Okay, so you can come back into Pontus. You can go off into the Mare Brithicum. Pontus doesn't need to be held to do the blockading. That makes sense. Okay. Is that really the quickest way to get there? Okay. No, we'll do the long range order like so. March you there. We've got another army marching up behind them. Damages appear significant, at least to the baggage train. Good to see. Many good armor sets have arrived. The black market will make good use of them. An infantry unit may have been improved somewhere. Okay. Black market doing things. got gold there. I think I might try again to pull silver. Unless I want to try doing it somewhere else. Yeah, we'll try pulling gold there. Or try filling silver there with our gold. And then, diplomacy-wise, did we finish off Byzantium? No, so they've got... Oh, they got something up there. Okay. So we'll try to negotiate a peace with them. I obviously want a region from them, so give us the region that has that objective, which is that one. We're marching through it, so I kind of want that one as well. And we'll see if they give this to us. There's like a 0% chance right now that they accept, but we can propose it anyway. Close enough that it's like, well, maybe circumstances would change and the AI would give it to you. Troops are moving. Oh, that makes sense. So Byzanthon has stuff they've taken from Sarmatia. Okay. So we can definitely still do more damage to them. Our troops have arrived at the siege where Carthage is. I feel no fear at assaulting that fortress, so we will. Move and build limes. Pave the road and then move. So that's the troops. We go around to the provinces. One open slot. Ooh, we can get that 0 bonus, or 0 slot, one with the strange devices. And producing just enough to get it done in a turn. 1, 1, and 1. Cool. Decent, well, not just decent fare, that's a real good fare. 59 money. That's good enough. I'm gonna pick it over the Preceptor House, which is probably... Once fully upgraded, the Preceptor House is probably better, but... Salt mine. I don't need the salt mine. Don't need the circus. We're not that desperate for money. The leather. I think we'll do the reroll here. Well, the alternative, right, is what would I want that 6th health building to be? Because then we'd be able to fish for upgrading the sanitation into sewers. No, we probably wanted it to be aqueduct. Out of all of them, we wanted it to be aqueduct, so yeah, do the reroll. Got 5 infrastructure buildings, so we can pick up the brickworks. So we have 6, so that if we ever get an empty slot here, we can be rolling for the upgrade to land expansion, the upgrade to the builder's hall, and warehouse. Oh, I actually do need a little bit more production to get the fair to complete. I was about to start contemplating whether or not contemplating how much I can get off of infrastructure, and the answer is no, you need to put more on. Oh, lots to build here. Ooh. We got an upgrade. It's not a particularly great upgrade because it's upgrading percentile costing us money. Training ground or monument. Let's go monument because that'll give us access to tier 6, tier 3 culture here with the 6 culture buildings. We'll grab the wall here, wall upgrade. Could do the mill. This is a pretty decent mill. Yeah. Ooh, 93 culture on a noble garden. We got a lot of things building, so presumably we need to move a lot of stuff over to get it built quickly. Actually, no, that's good enough. We're gonna get 3 of the things done. The noble gardens, it's not worth having, because the infrastructure is getting divided 4 ways, right? So it's gonna be really expensive to try to get the noble garden done in a turn when we got 4 things building, if it's the only thing that's not finished in that turn. You can see how good the irrigation canal is. That's taking a 5 food building to 7 food. We're still not going to build the 5 food building, but we might build the orchard. We might build the M4 fabricator here, but we're not going to build the 5 food ones. Because the reason we would build them is to have cattle to import to someplace else, but as you can see, we can import cattle from other places, so we're not really that worried in getting 5 food. The ceramics is pretty decent. 17 culture, 41 money. Yeah, let's go to ceramics. 1 and a 1. Oops. We'll take the stables here. That way we have 6 military buildings and start fishing for the military academy. Okay, we're looking here for the armor. We got 2 building slots, so we could grab one anyway just to do the culture conversion. So I think we'll grab the cold site to help with that. And we don't need that much construction to complete the cold site. That looks about right. Oh, we got some slots here. Brew to give us slots. Forge gives us copper. Okay. School, not much of an upgrade, though it is a decadence reduction, which wouldn't be bad. Or the military building. I think we'll go to the school here. And then in here, 49 income bank. Probably we do want to get some more income, because our income isn't super massive anymore. That is something that needs to be a little bit addressed as we continue to grow. So the administrative strain is going to go up. Oh wait, close enough. 1. I think we're going to reroll here. We're not on the coast, so this is a ideal spot for a temple. Rather than trying to fish for the coastal one, which obviously can't spawn here. Or could upgrade the barracks. I think we'll go to the temple. Building. Oh, we got a new slot there. close are we? Like one more? There we go. 1 and a 2. Clear water in the 1. Then the 2 was this one. That's not what we're fishing. We're looking for the crafting district. There's a couple 0 slots we'd take as well. So we'll do that. Orchard. Okay, I suppose we're looking specifically here for the stables. Suppose we can take the barracks while we're waiting. Upgrade to a major temple. That would require ceramics. We currently don't have any ceramics being made in range. So we'll skip on that for the moment. Range or harbor wouldn't be a bad idea. Nothing to build there, so infrastructure guys should go to food. $93 left to transfer. So there. Ooh, lots of slots. Pick up the salt house. Weaver shop. No, we probably want. Oh, I'm thinking we're confusing with this spinning jenny. Spinning jenny, we'd probably want the one that gives us imports cotton. This happens to upgrade into that. That makes sense. Seeing it in the writing here. Now we'll go to the smokehouse. Oops, that wasn't the one I was trying to click. Grab, and then let's make enough production that we can get these complete. That's probably all we need. Yeah. Warehouse upgrade. It's going to cost us money. That's one of the things that's probably slowly draining the coffers, is we're doing things that cost money. Grab the brickworks to get our 6th infrastructure building, so we can start getting infrastructure upgrades. Mainly on the land expansion, but we'll see. There we go. Open slot here. Atticus. Infrastructure as well. Yeah. Macedonia. Oh, we can take the hospital upgrade. This is the place that can import drugs, so we might as well make the place a bigger fort. Byzanton has fallen. Right, so there's a bunch of building slots to work on. Grab the temple. I think we're just fishing for the irrigation canals here, so we'll do the reroll. Oh, these guys build a public works. And those guys are moving up. Okay. Yeah, we'll do the orchard here. And temple, I think. Or not the temple, the courthouse. And you were building... Well, you say you're building. You need to calm down from being annexed long enough to start building stuff. And then we're on the loose. Great military academy. Not just military academy, but the great one. It's going to take a while to build here, but that's fine. And we're going to pass on the dry dock. What's our military looking like here? Or... Now I'm going to pass on the siege workshop. We'll grab the sanitation. Oops. Oh, we'll be back around to it in a moment. Wall grid. Watchtower. Monument. Why aren't you... I thought you were in a province. You're not in a province. I just must have been ignoring you mostly, okay. Public Works then? Oh, it probably was spending a lot of time building the theater. Actually, we don't want a Public Works because we have the Legionnaire coming around soon to build it. Probably just go for the worship place. Okay. With that, we'll do one quick check, make sure we got no decisions, and then we'll cycle the turn and see how the advance continues. And the siege continues. $20 units versus one boat. I think the 20 ships wins. We're storming the fort here to deny it to the Carthaginians. Range phase, won the exchange. 9 versus 2 against the guy that's probably the best defender in the fort. So yeah, that's a fort stormed. This is the terrain our army is probably the worst in, but we do win the ranged engagement in the forest. And you can see why we're bad at forest, right? Legionnaires really get a penalty, pretty big penalty to the forest. The support bonus on the archers is making up from it, right? Well, I guess this must be an army we've caught, because they've got no common ability. Oh yeah, it is an army. Caught a Macedonian army out at sea. And we're still in the progressing tier, as a glorious Roman Empire. 2.3 times Macedonian score. Macedonia, once again, is proposing peace. Let's see what we can request from them. Counter-proposal. No, we don't want to take your objective away from them. Rather, we want to cede regions. Give us a region. Give us a region. Give us a region. Oh, I suppose they're not negotiating for that region because that's not their region. Oh, I'm surprised. It looks like that one fell. Already, okay. Pythia. and then become humiliated. And that's where they're breaking the line, right? Is we really want to apply some legacy penalty to them. We don't have enough of a war score for that. We can basically take what we want. We can't actually apply any humiliation to them yet. Okay, so we're gonna come back out. Yeah, discard it. Bring up the peace terms, and we're gonna reject it. Yes. Has fallen, so we've actually conquered their palace again. Oh, and we now have enough to make a province there. That's good to see. Okay, we want them to port to do some repairs. And yeah, our troops are advancing up here in the north. Okay. Actually, let's order you to assault. And we're going to order... You got the build more. We'll leave you stationary for the moment. We already have peace terms going out to them. Get this guy to come back to Tunis. I'll deal with the unrest there. Bulwarks Roman camp. Oh, and you're in the middle of a blizzard, so you can't go anywhere. You are stuck there. Okay. Oh, and looking at the time, I should go ahead and put a part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. We are getting ever closer to victory, as at this point, Macedonia is basically making like 20 legacy. So we're making 21 times their legacy. We're literally just waiting for our legacy to rise to 3 times theirs. Right, so that's kind of why I'm looking at docking 1,000 legacy off of them, because that would just shorten the amount of time to victory by like 8 turns. We just got 8 turns off of the time we need to get to victory. But yeah, we're at 2.3, about 2.4, that sort of range ratio, and we need to get up to 3. So we're moving. Victory will be soon, but it's not quite here yet. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break between parts, hopefully a little bit shorter than the last one. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And bye for now.